Hey guys, we're the Sunday Estate and we are here chatting with Milky.
We came together in, I want to say 2018. Yeah,
I think so.
2017, 2018. Connor was friend that worked at Topshop. And then I think I came after that, and we had a few practices without a bass, which was terrible. Yeah, it was awful. And then Finn came, and it was still awful. But, yeah, and then we found Finn because Connor was friends with Finn in primary school. Yeah. And the name was like an amalgamation of, I think, like 3 different names that we were all like really like into having, like individually. Like 3 of us were fighting for like one different name each, and then we just threw them all together. They were Surreal Estate, the Sunday League, and maybe something else.
I remember it was
Those 2. Okay. Yeah, those 2. And then we just said, all right, we'll be very diplomatic and just put them together. And that's
Didn't you guys like go to dinner and put it on a napkin?
Yeah. I think we signed a napkin. It was like a binding legal document, covered in red wine. Yeah. And then we met Dave you met him through uni? Okay, yeah. And we poached him from another band as well. We did, yeah. We played with a band that he was in called Cold Feet, and Connor knew him in uni. And then we just invited him to join the band because we recorded some songs, and then we recorded way too many guitar parts for 2 people to play.
And synth parts.
And synth parts and a whole bunch of stuff. You can say whatever you want.
We didn't poach Dave. He came willingly and is still in this band willingly. And we'll go back into his cage after this.
They offered me a lot of money.
A lot of money that we still don't have, yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah. The song originally stemmed from like a demo I wrote really early on in the band. Like the song's kind of been around for a couple of years now. I just kind of wrote it in my room and put it aside for quite a while, and then I think mid 2019 or like kind of early 2019 we got it out and started playing it live a bit, and then it's kind of just been a mainstay in our set ever since. And then we recorded it in 2020 January when we went to the studio to record like a bunch of other songs as well, with Ryan Brennan from Fantastic Furniture. But I guess in terms of the content of the song, it's kind of just like a song about fighting for things that mean something to you. So whether that be like a friendship or your family or like certain things you have going in your life. And I know that like in a lot of situations for myself, like it gets hard to kind of fight for people or like friendships where they're not giving you things in return. But I think you know after a while that if you keep fighting for it, you will get what you want out of it and you will get that return. And it's kind of just about that, like just kind of sticking through the fight because you know it's right.
It's also like instrumentally, I really like that one because it's just a huge mashup of a lot of things we like and a lot of things that don't even like on the face of it seem to go together. Like I know Connor's a big fan of U2, so there's like some U2 moments in there, and then there's also stuff like bands we like Boys Next Door or Birthday Party, and then like American Football, like that second verse is really inspired by, as well as Car Seat Headrest. So yeah, I don't know, to me it's one where everything that's in it has its own place, which I think is cool.
Yeah, it's one of those songs for us that like I think when we got into the studio it became like more of an amalgamation of all of our ideas rather than just my own, which like a lot of our earlier songs and even some of the songs that are coming out hopefully in the next couple of months, there is a more sort of clear shift where it has been a single idea and just followed on from that. But this was one of those songs we really tried to collaborate and like make it the best possible by all of us. So yeah.
Well, I saw ages ago that Steve Lacy video. I think it's for Dark Red or Red, whatever the song's called. Red. I think it's called Red, maybe. Anyway, something red. But there's a halfway through it. It kind of they shoot it at like time and a half speed, and then he slows it down like 50% or whatever in post. And I thought that looked really cool. And it's kind of like a relatively easy way to make something look kind of cinematic and dreamlike almost. I think it kind of matches the sound of the song where it's kind of big and kind of explosive sounding, but also sort of restrained as well.
Fast but slow. It's kind of like fast but slow.
Yeah, a slow fast. But yeah, we sort of, I guess like the concept kind of came from roughly pretty much what just Connor said, and kind of fighting for something, and we took that as fighting to look for something physically, and that was just sort of like an excuse to have interesting visuals and kind of sing along to the song in a kind of like an interesting manner. So we kind of ran through the street, filmed sort of close to here, and yeah, we like looked for something. I think Dane Wang, who did a fantastic job, and we've used him a few times for videos now, and he's an absolute legend. He kills everything he touches, in a good way. He kind of just like hid something in this little art space that we rented out, and we ran around looking like idiots for like 6 hours trying to look for it, and he filmed it. It's also one shot. It was one take as well, which was something we wanted to do. I think we all listen to really, really different music, and because Connor's definitely written the majority of what we've got out at the moment, what we've got kind of rolling around the back end. So a lot of it comes from whatever he's listening to at the time, and then sort of like the inflections and parts we add come from whatever we're listening to at the time. And I know like Finn's really into like sort of like hip hop stuff. Dave likes a lot of 90s pavement-y Pixies stuff. So it kind of it's nice to have 5 different sort of inflections on whatever Connor comes up with.
I guess to kind of add to that, I think for me, as Tom kind of mentioned, I think our sound like is kind of ever changing in like a good way, but not straying too much from like what I guess is our core sound. And I think that's kind of testament to us as a band, because I think my tastes often change, but I think when we all get together and add things to it, it kind of comes back to a core sort of Sunday State vibe, which I think is really good. But I think, we're just kind of influenced with what we listen to at the time, and it will change over time. But I think, we kind of try to show strong vocals, interesting guitar parts without like having any lead lines, and just trying to keep it simple but make it sound elegant and like beautiful. Yeah.
Connor will usually come up with the demo, and then he'll send it to us by email, and we'll go, yeah, that's really cool. Or we'll say, it's not really cool. No. I don't think there's ever been a time where we haven't actually tried something that Connor sent us. But then we'll get in the rehearsal space together, and we will just completely sort of slaughter ourselves playing it over and over again, trying to throw sort of everything we can at it. And I think, as the band has gone on for a little bit, everyone's had more of an impact. But I think at the same time, everyone has like a great sort of relaxed attitude about it and doesn't really need to step on anyone else's ideas. That's sort of the way we're working at the moment.
It's like shockingly like easy. No, I think we've had like one, like I stressed to say fight. I think it was like such a minor disagreement about how a part should be played. But other than that, like I think it's cool that we're all really open to try whatever, and if it works, it works.
Yeah, I think for a long time I didn't want collaboration, because not that I didn't want collaboration, but I didn't really understand the concept of collaboration, because I think when the band first started out, we as a 4, like when we first started, me, Finn, Sven and Tom, it was very much so one person like guiding the way we were going to go. But I think as the band's grown, I think that collaboration's been like a really healthy thing, and I think at first I definitely was like, no, my song, you don't do anything. But now it's definitely like, I think your idea is good, and we all respect each other as musicians, and I think that's like the most important thing, that like someone else is always going to hear something different in the song, and that thing might just be the thing that makes that song a hit, or might just be the thing that makes that song terrible.
Dave definitely brings kind of like a level-headedness into everything, so it's good to include him in like every single discussion that we're having. Connor's definitely the character. Tom brings the vibes. and so do Finn and I. Yeah. I think the great thing about this band is like a lot of people have different personalities when you get them by themselves, but I feel like with everyone here, when you get them by themselves, they're the same person compared to when they're in a group setting. So I feel like that's cool. So
Jeez. I'm not sure. I guess I don't know. I suppose there are, like, obviously every band out there is motivated in their own way, but I don't know. I guess, like, when playing with these guys, I feel like we're all striving towards something because we all, like, really, really, really want to do it. Like, we all have our own kind of things going on, but I think, like, once we get in the rehearsal room with each other or on stage with each other, like, we're all just like, this is the best, like, feeling and, like, the best thing that we could be doing right now. And, like, the energy is always just really high, like, and it's always just, like, such a good vibe. And I think, yeah, like, I think the way that we've bonded all together as well is just, like, you can feel it, like, bounce off everyone all the time as well. And so I think, like, it's pretty hard not to, like, stop and realize, like, this is something special. So I think that's, like, really important to keep going on and, like, see how far we can take it, basically.
2021, definitely more music. Hopefully, like, a longer form of music, so not just a single, maybe a EP, maybe. I think we just want to play as many shows as possible and just kind of build, like, a strong fan base. And we've got some things planned definitely later in the year that I think people will enjoy. But I think overall we just want to keep having fun with it all and just keep writing songs, maybe record some more at the end of the year, because we've got a lot of new ones that we've been working on that aren't even recorded yet. So we'd like to get away and kind of put those in our backpack for later. For the first 5 minutes, they can expect us to be really shy. And then for the rest of it, depending on how many drinks we've had, I think you can expect us to kind of branch out and have a bit of fun with it. And I think that's actually, one thing I've noticed even when our family comes and watches us play and, like, friends and stuff like that, I think one thing they always say is like, we look happy to be up there and we look like we're having fun on stage. Like, and I always notice when I look around and see Sven on the drums, he's always got this, like, massive smile on his face. And I think that's one thing we always want to carry on into the future. We just want to make sure that, like, when we're playing our gigs, that we're having as much fun as the people that are there are having fun, because I think that's what makes it, like, special and important to us. Yeah,
I think one of the things, like, when we're thinking about live music, like, sonically, and, like, how the songs translate from the studio to live, I think they're quite different. And, like, we'll definitely add, like, because we play them over and over again, so it's boring for us to play the same thing each night, and, like, the same thing, you know, for more than, like, a couple of weeks without, like, adding a part or changing stuff, or just, like, you know, making it faster, making it slower, like, whatever. And I think that's comes from, like, a desire to make shows unique, because I think we're all kind of on the same page when you see a band and they sound exactly the same as the studio, like, you were like, what was the point in watching that? Like, I could have just listened to that at home. So it's really cool. I know bands like The National do it. Like, songs sound, like, quite radically different, but they still have their core identity, and I think that's something we've tried to do.
We love all the sort of noughties kind of stuff. Interpol, The National, I mean, even The Strokes, New York kind of stuff. And, yeah, we love Australian music too. I love bands like The Go-Betweens, or, you know, over in New Zealand, bands like The Clean.
Doja Cat. Hit us up.
The most recent one for me that's kind of influenced me a lot and, like, changed my perception on a lot of things is the new Phoebe Bridgers album, Punisher. It's just a really great album, and I think it's really changed the way I look at writing songs, and really influenced me to kind of look more at lyrics rather than being a vessel to, I don't know, just guide the song, than to something to actually have a message and a point to. So yeah.
I really liked Lost in Translation, and that, like, soundtrack had a big impact on me. So that, but less seriously, probably the Lego Movie. because it'd be fun. It'd be fun. What's goal? Oh, well, you could have answered this question then. Oh, okay. Yeah, probably the Lego Movie then, because the soundtrack for that's pretty killer.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, everything is awesome and all that.
Oh, I'll tell you the best.
Push that person over.
I'll tell you the best concert I'd never attended. I paid $150 to see Interpol, and then I looked at the Facebook event, and it was like 8 o'clock start, and I was like, oh yeah, they always say that because they want you to see the opening band. And then I got there, and it was the encore, and I saw the last song and a half. So there you go.
I'd be Salty Spice.
I'd be Anxiety Spice.
Hairy Spice.
Sober Spice?
Scruffy Spice.
Oh, maybe like, I don't know, the 1975 or something, but I'm not even that guilty about it because they're actually pretty good.
Hannah Montana.
Probably the National, I think, collectively, or American football.
I'd say The Weeknd. He's just been... I think he was the first person to kind of invent that it's cool to be mysterious, and it's cool for... Because he was putting music out and like no one knew what he looked like, and he was still working at American Apparel, and ever since then it's just been a gimmick to kind of be mysterious and stuff like that. So The Weeknd for sure.
Never give up. You know, believe in yourself. You
Quit your day job.
quit your day job. Yeah. Yes. Drop out of uni. Quit your job.
Spend all your money on pedals.
Spend all your money on useless musical instruments that you probably only need one of. And, believe in yourself. Never give up. Okay?
I think for me, when my parents, like my dad played a lot of music to me in the car, and I think just like listening to that a lot of the time. Actually, I'll shout him out, Frank O'Reilly, because last time I said dad, he was like, why didn't you mention my name? So yeah, my dad played me a lot of music in the car, like, and that kind of just set me off on a path to like just enjoying music. And I think if that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have got into music in the first place. Yeah.
Personally, one morning I woke up to watch Pokemon and I'd woken up too early and Rage was on and nothing's been the same ever since.
That's such a lie. That's
My uncle took me to see New Order when I was like 12 or something, and I thought that looked sick. How's that? I have the receipts. I have the ticket, bro. Yeah, actually, it was that or the Wiggles concert I went to the week before that. So.
2004 video hits, American Idiot, and My Chemical Romance. Like that fucking awakened something inside me, bro. And then Gwen Stefani afterwards, bro. Oh my god. Done.
I don't think Finn ever wanted to do music, so he doesn't have to answer that question.
Not anymore.
Yeah.